Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new, please hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into today's video. So getting into it, I did go ahead and apply my nail tips off camera onto my nail tip stand and cut them down to like a medium long length, and here I'm just buffing the surface of the nail just to remove the shine from the nail tip. For today's acrylic powder, I will be using the color Sparkling Rose from Elegance Nail Supply. It is a very beautiful like pink shimmery cover powder and I absolutely love it, and I will be using that across all the nails today. So I am starting off with a medium-sized bead of acrylic and applied it just below the cuticle area of the nail tip, and I am just gently patting it down towards the free edge just to start the structure of the nail tip. In my previous videos of me doing some acrylic press-ons, I have mentioned that I'm trying to like not have the nail be super thick when I am doing acrylic press-ons. So I am trying to be super mindful when applying acrylic to the nail tips, but also keeping in mind that the nail does need just a little bit of structure and thickness for the nail tip to last and not break on the customer or the client. So if you are interested in seeing any of my previous videos of me doing some type of acrylic press-ons or anything like that, I do have a playlist labeled Press-On Nails, and there you can see me do all sorts of press-ons using acrylic or gel polish. So next I'm taking another medium-sized bead of acrylic and applying it right below the cuticle area again, but just a little bit up above the previous bead, and then I blended it in that cuticle area just to keep it nicely thin. And then after that I do start blending it down with the previous bead to kind of create that structure and thickness on the free edge area of the nail. And then here's what the structure looks like after the application has been done on that nail. Like I said, I've been working to keep the nail super thin. Well, not like super thin, but thin enough to where it looks natural when the customer applies it to their nails, but also have a nice thickness to it so the nail tip does not break on them as well. So like I said, I will be using the acrylic powder across all the nails, and I do believe I only show the application on 3 nails just because the nail art today is going to be kind of in-depth and everything like that, so I wanted to focus mainly on that, but also show you me doing the application on the press-on nail as well. So here's what the application is looking like after the acrylic's been nicely applied, and here I'm just showing you the side view and the structure of the nails. Like I said, super thin in that cuticle area just to make sure it's not super bulky when the customer applies them. And then here I am just using my hand file to shape over the entire surface of the nails. So when filing acrylic press-ons or any type of, well yeah, just acrylic press-ons and using my hand file, I do like to follow the cuticle area, kind of going the opposite way if that makes sense. Just to keep it nicely thin in that area, like I said, just to make sure it just has a nice, like natural look, I guess you would say. If the customer applies it, like, it will look like they sat in a chair and got some acrylic nails done if I filed that area nicely thin. And then again, filing over the entire surface of the nail to smooth it out, and that is what the nail looks like after it's been completely filed. And I do like to file the free edge to make sure it's nicely straight as well. So I will go ahead and just let you guys watch the rest of the filing process play out, and I'll come back in once it's time to explain the nail art after the filing is done. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking my fine 1 taper drill bit and going underneath the free edge just to kind of thin it out, because when I filed it using my hand file, it kind of thickened it up just a little bit, and I want the area to look nicely thin. So that is what I am doing here. And for reference, I do have my drill at the speed of 11,000 RPMs when doing this, like filing underneath the free edge area. And then here I'm just taking my buffer and buffing over the entire surface of the nail, because like I mentioned, we are doing tons of nail art and we do want the surface to be nicely smooth for that. And then after I am done filing, I am just taking a lint-free wipe and some alcohol and wiping off the excess dust, because we do not want that to contaminate our gel polish when we go in with that nail art. So this is what the nail set is looking like after it's been completely filed. And again, here just showing you a side view of the nails, making sure that they look just nicely natural, if that makes sense. So for the gel polish colors, we will be using 4 colors from Blue Sky, and here you can kind of see the names of the colors. I'm not going to really be naming what they are because you can see it on the screen. And then along with those colors, I am using Classic White and Classic Black from KAIROSE Nail Supply. And then here I am just mixing the yellow with the white to kind of like lighten it up a bit, I guess, just so that way it's not so vibrant. And then I am making like a teal color using that blue and the green with a little bit of white to kind of have it like a nice minty type of teal color, if that makes sense. I do have to add a bit more color into it because here it felt more blue, so I did go ahead and add a bit more blue. And then I also added a little bit more green and a little bit more white as well. So now this is what the color palette is looking like after I have the colors mixed. So I am going in with my 25mm liner brush. This is on our website on KAIROSE Nail Supply. Go ahead and check out the link down below, and if you use code YouTube, it does save you 20% on your purchases. So I am taking that very beautiful pink color and creating a French tip on the index nail, and just look how perfect and flawlessly I can create a French tip with our new liner brushes. Like, the thinness of the bristles make it so much easier to kind of create French tips or any type of nail art or any type of line work. So like I said, I highly recommend you guys checking them out before they do sell out. So after I create the smile line, I am just taking the same liner brush in that same color and kind of infilling the rest of the free edge, not the free edge, like the French tip part. And then after that, I do go ahead and wipe down the sidewalls and then put it in the light for a full 30 seconds to cure. And then here I am just showing you how I clean my liner brush before I go in with the next color. It is just a little bit of alcohol on the lint-free wipe. You do not want to use any type of acetone because it will ruin the brush entirely, and you absolutely do not want that. So I just recommend using a lint-free wipe with a little bit of alcohol. And then here on the middle nail, I am just taking that minty type of color we mixed and creating a French tip, the same exact method as I did on the index nail. And then after I am done infilling the free edge or the French tip part of the nail, I do cure for a full 30 seconds. So getting to the nail art on the thumbnail, I am kind of creating like the patched line work, I guess, or the patched nail design. I don't know exactly what this is called. And also I did forget to mention I am recreating a set, so I will go ahead and pop up the picture right here so you guys know exactly what I am creating. So I am doing kind of like a half triangle, I guess, on the upper part of this nail, curing that, and then I do the same exact thing on the pinky nail, but I do have the minty type of color on the bottom portion of the pinky nail just to kind of mix it up. And then I am curing for 30 seconds in between, and then I do take the pink gel polish and do the same exact thing on the opposite part of the nail, if that makes sense. So like I said, I am just taking that pink gel polish and doing it the opposite way. So here I'm just kind of connecting it to that minty type of color we created and going across the portion of like the free edge area of the nail and kind of infilling that and then curing that for 30 seconds, and again doing the same exact thing on that pinky nail. So while the pinky nail is curing, I am creating a pumpkin on the ring nail, kind of in the corner of the nail, and then infilling that after I kind of outline it, and then again curing for 30 seconds in between like each nail. So back to the thumbnail and the pinky nail, I'm just taking our classic black gel polish and the same liner brush and kind of outlining the area, if that makes sense, kind of creating lines on the minty part and the pink part, and then I do kind of create some little stitching along those white lines, the black lines. Please also note when I am using our classic black gel polish, I am curing for at least 2 rounds of 60 seconds to kind of help it prevent wrinkling. Just because it's super pigmented, you want to make sure it does not wrinkle or anything like that. So again, I do recommend curing it for at least 2 rounds of 60 seconds. And again, I am doing the same exact thing on the pinky nail, so I will go ahead and just let you guys watch the rest of this process play out, and I'll come back in just a little bit. So back to the ring finger, I am taking the same classic black gel polish and outlining the pumpkin just to kind of create more detail, and I do kind of create the stem with the little like vine twirly thing going along it. And then again after that I am curing for at least 2 rounds of 60 seconds. So back to the index nail, I don't know exactly what this design is called, but kind of like the scar look. I don't know, it's just a line with some little dashes in between it, so I am just kind of creating that along the French tip portion of the nail, and then again curing for at least 2 rounds of 60 seconds. So for the middle nail, I am kind of creating Hello Kitty's face. So I am doing some black, I am using my dotting tool and taking the classic black to kind of create the eyes, and then I am cleaning that off and then taking that yellow that we mixed and doing the nose for her little face. And then back to my liner brush, I am doing the whiskers and more of those little lines that we just did on the index nail. I will be doing that in the corner of her face on the French tip as well, which you will see in just a little bit. And I also did forget to mention, I switched to my 15mm liner brush when I am doing the line work. So on the thumbnail, the pinky nail, and the ring nail, I did switch to that 15mm liner brush, and I did the same exact thing. I used the same exact brush on that middle nail as well. So back to the ring nail, I am doing a spider web in the corner of the nail, so kind of creating the lines for the webs, and then I will be doing the little curved parts on the inner portion of those lines to kind of create the nice web effect, and then again curing that in the light as well. I do also want to note, I did just switch to my 6mm liner brush to kind of create the tiny little lines for the web, so that is what I am doing here. I do recommend using the 6mm liner brush for any type of small, intricate portions of nail art, just to kind of help with that design. And then finally back to the Hello Kitty nail, I am just taking that same 6mm liner brush and creating a bow on the opposite corner of the nail, the French tip area. And then again curing that for at least 30 seconds in the nail light. And then here to kind of finish up the entire set, I am creating a ghost on the corner portion of this nail, just using my, I believe this is the 12mm liner brush. I'm kind of creating the silhouette of the ghost and a little hand coming out of it. And then I am doing some 4-pointed stars as well, and then curing that for 30 seconds. And then after that is done curing, I do take my dotting tool and kind of create the facial features for the ghost, and then I do cure that one for 2 rounds of 60 seconds. So this is what the entire nail set is looking like after the nail art is completely done. So to top coat, I will be using our classic diamond gel top coat from KAIROSE Nail Supply and applying that onto all the nails, making sure to kind of press it into any kind of crevices that was created when doing the nail art. And I do like to wipe down the side walls before curing, so that is what I do, which you'll see at the end. I kind of use my brush for that just to keep the nice square shape, and then I do cure for a full 60 seconds in the nail lamp. That is pretty much the end of the video. Let me know down in the comments how much you liked the tutorial. If you did, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!